In this video, I'm going to show you how powerful the reporting features are in the Presstimator and show you how they can save you time and remove the possibility of user error if you have to switch from your current estimating system or spreadsheet to creating reports by hand in other programs like Word or Excel. Remember, the Presstimator is a database program, so reports are created automatically by using the underlying data from that single database location. And that removes the possibility of human error if you have to create reports by collecting data from other systems and then rekeying them into another one. So let me show you some of the most powerful reports in the Presstimator, and let's start in a quote. Within a quote, you can print any one of the screens just by simply clicking on the print button in the toolbar, and that will print the information that's displayed on the screen that you're currently viewing. However, in addition to those reports, we also have what we call quote reports. These also can be accessed through the toolbar, and will bring up our quotes that are not really associated with a particular screen but in the overall job. So in this case, we have miscellaneous quote reports, and these include quotes for customers and invoices and job tickets, materials and time reports. But let's focus on this one. First of all, the quote for a customer. In this case, you have lots of options for those customer quotes as well. In this case, an option is to include a cover letter, and this is a template that you can create with your own cover letter, with your own company logo and everything on it, and the text that you would like to see printed in your cover letter. And we'll use it every time you click on this button to print the report. We'll automatically use your customized cover letter. We also have a couple different formats of the report to choose from, and some additional options is there as well that you can choose for each report. So let's print this summary format report for the quote for a customer. And again, this information is being printed directly off of the quote that was created in the Presstimator, so you don't have to rekey any information in. It's printed directly off of the information that's stored in the database. And all of our reports go out to either Microsoft Word or Excel. So at that point, in this case, this one is a Word document, and you have all of the functionality that comes with Word. You have spell checking and email and fax and all of that information, and you can also make any modification you'd like for this report as well before you send it to the customer. So here's our sample cover letter that we created. Again, this is customizable. You can have your logo and any information you want here, any text you want here, and we'll automatically use it. And then following that is the quote information that's created directly off of the quote, information about the job, and then the total cost. And in this job, one of the options that we selected was to include multiple quantities, so that information is automatically included here in this report as well for the multiple quantities and the prices. And one of the options in that report that we chose as well was to include multiple page counts. So the next portion of this report is also the base job information, the 56-page tab that we had there, and the multiple quantities, but also multiple page counts, because the customer not only wanted a quote for a 56-page tab, but also for a 64-page tab and a 72-page tab, and different variations of it coming with black only for those additional pages, or process color or spot color. And all of those different page counts are created with the different quantities that the customer required as well. So here's an example of a report that you can generate directly from the Presstimator in a single quote, and come out with this report and send it to the customer, where they can decide for themselves what product they would like to have printed, and they can immediately see what the cost would be. So if we go back to the Presstimator again, some other quote reports as well. As you can see, this was the summary format, and this was the multiple quantities and multiple page counts. But other reports include invoicing and job ticket. So we can take a look at a job ticket, because this is we have two variations of this report, and we'll print one that goes to Excel. Now, the purpose of the job ticket report of having two of them is a very detailed version which shows each aspect of the job and very specific information for each process, and then the summary version which goes to Excel. And the purpose of this was to almost be like a cover of a job jacket or something, where your staff can look at the outer job jacket and see if there's anything in the job that they need to deal with as far as the detailed job ticket. So in this case, this is an Excel file, again a customizable Excel file that you can put in however format that you're used to using in your shop. And here's information specific to this job. And again, we don't have to rekey anything in, right? Whenever you rekey something into another system, there is the opportunity for human error. So the nice thing about this is information printed directly from the database specifically for this job, and you can see how everything is filled in automatically based on the job that we selected from here and within the Presstimator. So those are some examples of some reports. Again, we have those job tickets. We have skid tags that we'll create off of your delivery instructions there, printing shipping manifest report, total time and total materials, and you can create any of these off of any quote at any time. We also have a report generator where if there's a certain reports that you always want to create, under the reports menu item over to the right is a report generator. And the report generator is you can specify which reports you want to print every time you do a quote, and you can select those and print it, and it will automatically print all those reports out for you into Word or Excel automatically for you to review. In addition to these reports, you can also print reports based on the actuals that you captured during production time. So if I go to the actuals portion of a job, this is where you can key in actuals, in this case paper usage, what the counters are for starting and ending, and also you can put in your press time starting and ending for make ready and running to capture all the production data and actuals. And you can print this report directly from the data as well. And in another video I'll show you how you can get this information directly from the press room floor, so you don't have to rekey information in here to generate the reports, the analysis reports that can be done based on estimate versus analysis reports. But once you have your actuals captured, you can go in here, and here's another report that's very powerful, is the estimate analysis reports. Now these reports go directly to Excel as well, and we start off with charts automatically, so graphically you can see how was your estimate versus what actually happened on the production floor. And the goal is to ultimately get these reports where the bars are exactly the same, so you know that your estimates are very accurate to what's actually happening on the production floor. And you can see on the bottom of a lot of reports, you can see in Excel, are there separate sheets, so you can drill down and see the specifics of how those charts are displayed the way they are, and then the underlying data which reflects those graphs. So you can go through any of these as well as drill downs to see more information. And also we do more charting based specifically on, this case, in the paper charts and your press charts as well. So you can see that information and drill down and get a good handle on what's happening on the production floor. And this is a case where reporting is a very useful tool for you to hone in on your estimating skills and make sure that they're accurate. So if I go back to the Presstimator, so those are actuals. Now these reports are specific for an individual quote that I'm dealing with, either pre-production, estimating and sending the reports out to the customer, or job tickets and reports on collecting actuals. But what can also be done on a larger scale is in the quote history or the job history. You can print reports off of a filtered number of quotes that are saved in your quote history. So you can filter this data using any of these filters up here that you'd like, and then here there are also quote reports that are based off of this filtered information. So in this case we have a number of quotes, and we kind of labeled them as sample data and said that they're quotes that we did in October for this month, and we want to generate a reports off of what happened in the shop during the month. So you can click on the reports button, And you'll see that now there's print options for all the quote history reports that are reflected here, the filtered list. And you can do print out this list specifically, or here's an example of a billing and customer analysis report. This is also a very useful report. So if we click on this, this is another report that goes out to Excel, and it will generate information based on this filtered list of everything that has happened in the shop based on that filtered list. So here's a case of how much we've invoiced totally and what the total cost is and what our total profit is and profit percentages based on all of those jobs that have been filtered. And you can see there's more screens or sheets down below. For billing charts, we do a lot of information, display a lot of information graphically for you to show you which jobs were most profitable during the time that you selected. And also by customer, we group your customers together and show you over that time period. Here's customer 1, and here's the 4 jobs that they did during that time period, and what the total invoice amount is, and what the total cost is, and what their profit is, versus other customers that you've also done. So like customer 3, their total is here, this is their total invoice amount, and then here's their total profit amount, and then grand total is here to show you exactly what's going on in your shop. So it's very important information to see how profitable your shop is based on data that's actually been collected for each one of the estimates that you've created. And again, we do more charting as well, so you can see graphically how each customer is doing based on profit and profit percentage and profit dollar amounts, and then also a smaller drill down list of what the customers are, and then some more customer charts here as well. So a lot of information can be shown graphically about what data has been captured. So here's a couple more examples of which customers are doing better, which ones are doing more work, which ones are more profitable, etc. So that's that report. That was the customer analysis report. But also how we showed you how you can do an estimate versus actual analysis for a single quote, you can also do that over a series of quotes, that same report. So in this case we can do like a profit analysis report, which will take all those quotes right here in this filtered list and generate in Excel. Again, this is also a template that can go off here, so we'll go off profit analysis. Here's all the jobs that we did, and here's details, and again you can scroll through and see all the details and drill down and see how all the data is collected. And then also charting again is how profitable were each one of your jobs, your overall profit, and then individual jobs, how did they scale out to be, how you collected the data for those as well. So those are some examples of the reports that you can do. Again, we have the profit analysis, which you just saw. We have an estimate analysis, which compares how accurate your estimates are. And then another very useful one is total usage. So over this period of time that we've selected over here, what is the total usage of materials and time over that period of over all these quotes. So, and we have different versions of this as well, of summaries and totals and full details, so you can drill down and see exactly how we're displaying the information. So in this case we'll just do a summary one by job. It's the intermediate report here, so I can show you some of the summary information, but then some of the details, how it gets drilled down as well. Again, this is a report that goes out to Microsoft Excel. And these are customizable reports, so you can modify the Excel template and then we'll populate it in the future so you can see exactly the information that you desire. So if I look at the usage report here, so over the selected time period, how many total pages did we print, how many copies, the total impressions, but then a breakdown of how much newsprint we actually used, high bright and offset, and then waste values are brought in here, so you can really get a handle on what's going on in your shop as far as paper being used, and compare that to your estimates and how accurate your estimates are. But this will show you all of the materials and the time that's being used within your shop and in every single aspect of the job throughout the shop. And then again, there's charts here again to show you exactly what is your waste values based on a specific type of stock that you use. So in this case, it's showing that your newsprint paper waste is much less than a high-bright paper waste. So more information to help you feed back in and get more accurate estimates. And here's ink usage, and then the impressions and which press you're actually being used. And again, there's drill downs, so you can see exactly how all of that information is being collected. And again, this shows you how important it is a database program is, because all this information is already entered in the system. Now it's just a matter of collecting it and reporting on it. So you can kind of see how all this information contributes back into those totals that we saw on the first screen and the charts there. And again, you don't have to rekey that information, and you can really zero in by going in on the Presstimator and filtering this list on any criteria you'd like and generating these reports. So I hope this shows you how powerful the reporting feature is of the Presstimator, and we're constantly expanding and adding new reports into the software as requested by customers, as to let them see what they're interested in gathering from the quotes that they've generated.